22 degrees Fahrenheit, 6,930 miles on the odometer. It is a Sunday, December 1st, 2024. Looks like we got green lighted. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Should go up here, maybe subscribe, maybe not. We do have if you'd like to fund the show, it's always tax-free for you. And you can just give freely. And we would appreciate that and mention your name, or at least the name that's related to the PayPal connection. Done it before, or you can go anonymous and create your own PayPal account, and you could give that way as well. Because it does help us create better shows, most likely. There we go. Trying to think. Anything on the horizon? Yep. I continued on with the book, chapter 31. So what's happened is that it went into like 3 parts. Actually, just put cut 2 in the actual book. In chapter 31, I just used the terminology cut 2. Why not? People know what that means. There's the butterfly. What ended up happening and now is that I know eventually it gets to the snowman, and he's kind of tired of waiting on the Amazon package in the middle of Fairbanks, Alaska, in a field. He needs the snow tracks. And so he goes, and he calls Doc Shelby, and they have kind of an argument. Shelby's on the highway because he goes into a Mixmaster. He goes back to Jed, and he asks him, of course, not to call him that because he doesn't like to be called that on an open line. And he finally, he's sitting there waiting. He's been waiting for like 3 days in the cold. It's like -3 degrees Fahrenheit. He's freezing. He's got a buddy heater that Doc had put in his trunk. And he's supposed to meet up with all these displaced people and form like this little small army platoon, begin training these people because they're trying to start a revolution, like a civil war in one way or another. So he's kind of complaining, and he's like, this is part of your training, deal with it. And so he's sitting there, and he's still hearing the wolves, because the wolves are, been howling. And one comes up about 50 yards or 60 yards from him. I think I say 50 yards in the book. And so he goes to the trunk and opens the trunk, and there's a door, almost like a trap door kind of thing. He opens, and there it is, the Macmillan, Chris Kyle style rifle. Pulls it out, and he just obliterates the wolf. And then it ends right there in that chapter. I think it also meshes with, what was the other character's name? Right. It continues to talk about the cop on administrative leave, and his name, he goes by Shep, or Dwight East. And he's at an RV world. I don't know if they have them in Alaska. I just took a guess. It's Fairbanks, they might. But he's at an RV world in this story, and he's looking like to get one of those. They're almost like a pulled RV. It's like that you can hook up in the back of the back of the bumper. Basically like a cabin that you pull along of the vehicle to add to his runaway. All right. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Fahrenheit, 6,931 miles on the odometer. It is a Sunday, December 1st. Yes, I added on to the book. You can, if you would like to give, you can give. Please do. The PayPal's in there. It'll be connected. We'll mention your name. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. So I did add on to the book. It starts off with Shep Dwight East. He basically goes to an RV world in Fairbanks, and asked for one of those pull cabins. You know, you can pull a cabin behind your vehicle, whatever you call it. And then it switches over to Jed Wilson, the snowman. He calls Doc, and they have an argument. Doc says, "Look, just be patient, wait. Snow tracks will arrive." He's waiting. Next thing you know, a wolf comes up about 50 meters or so, or 50 yards. We'll just say 50 yards. And he goes to the trunk, pulls out his Macmillan, which is like Chris Calston rifle, and obliterates the wolf into 3 parts. Sorry, I forgot to put the red button. All right, 1.96 minutes, and we'll be there at... That was from yesterday. Hand in hand is the only way to land. It's the right way around. Something like that. Hand in hand is the only way to land. Hand in hand is the only way to land. The right and way was round. Blah, blah. Hand in hand, it's the only way to land. Hand in hand.
about 1,000 miles a day. Take one last look behind.
Motor breath, I can live my life. I can any other way. Motor breath, I can live my life. I can any other way. .4 will arrive 6 minutes. 6:09. .7, 8:27 in the PM. It'll take 17 minutes. Twas the night before Christmas is coming, November 29th. And they're going to move over to the color purple March 1st through, I don't know, some weekend or so. And that's what Casa Manana is doing. Take it, boys.
From a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around.
I've got my playlist in alphabetical order.
the pigeons peck on tall towers.
Going into TCU, so the voice of Mark Kozalik will be heard, unfortunately, by the innocent.
Homeless on the corners look around.
It's part of their education.
Ferries float out in the Puget Sound. Seamsters with their beards and tennis shoes. Skinny girls and pudgy ugly dudes. If they're amplifiers from the beaches, southern doormen brood in borrowed Arizona. Lone Star, Santa Fe, Lone Palm, Old Soul, San Antonio, dry grass of El Paso. Lifetimes away from my lover. Empty halls of friends who've come and gone. I'm awoken, rushed and dragged along. New York, New York, New Haven, Hoboken.
Now, the reason and Grace, aka Werevlog, that I go through this long series of options of what happens to the Grimm Vlogger. The order of how it happens is probably going to be worked out in the editing room, and the interpretation of the script would be worked out with the actors, and the planning of the filmmaking of capturing the different moments of what happens, and then it'd be laid out, and it'd have to be filmed probably in order of what we decide. When the skittle comes out of, the neck and the beheading by the werewolf, and of course, I'm pretty sure that Vlogpira gets it and is pulled into the darkness of the field of wheat. She gets pulled into the darkness, and then he makes it, and regardless of all the stuff that happens in the hearse and all that stuff would have to be worked out. It would have to be interpreted, because I probably went through that was the most rewritten scene in the actual screenplay to try to get the sequencing down. And I used Ozzy Osbourne from Blizzard of Oz, Crazy Train, because two reasons I'm contemplating on the interpretation of one reason is it was on the radio. The one reason maybe that the wolf gets his arm, or he injures his arm from running, something like that. I know he straps the camera to his hand, so it's all filmed. Even I think even when he has a crossbow, which is inside the coffin. So by the time he gets to the hearse to take his getaway, either to get to Vlogpira, who's already, you know, eaten, you know, she's already bitten, and whether he gets to her, he doesn't have the time, because he's panicking, to really turn the radio down. So the radio is almost an annoyance, blaring as he's trying to make his escape, and Crazy Train happens to be playing very loudly on the hearse speakers throughout the whole incident. And he eventually loses his arm for sure, and makes it by foot back to the road, and he's pale and nearly dead from loss of blood. And at the last minute, there's a wide shot, that's what I see it, of the beheading and the shadow of the werewolf. And then he falls limp, and it goes back to close, which could be very dramatic. And the skittle comes out of where the neck was, spins in the road, mimicking the moon. And you see the moon in the distance, and it's glistening. You can actually see the blood glistening from the moonlight. So we know immediately from the first little moment that we have, I guess you could say, a horror film, yeah.